Greetings! Welcome to another Rite Publishing video blog. My name is Stephen D. Russell, owner and operator of Rite Publishing. Today we're going to be talking a little bit about an upcoming Fate project that we're hoping to launch on Wednesday via Kickstarter. Having a little bit of a struggle with this one. Verifying my US bank account through Amazon has continued to be an issue, but my bank says everything should be resolved by Wednesday, so once we have that done, the whole project will be ready to launch. We have a nice video set up for it that we'll be launching on Wednesday. It's got some really great artwork by Hugo Salas in it, with a nice logo by Claudia Burgos. It also has a very well-written introduction that was written by a combination of the works of Brian Engard, the lead designer, and our ad man, Ben McFarlane. And then I do the narration with some nice background music that I found that I'm really happy with. Sometimes finding open domain background music can be a bit of a pain, but I went with something from the Planet Suites. I used Uranus. Neptune, my fault. Used Neptune the Mystic from the Planet Suite was what I chose to go with. So that'll be a very interesting video to watch and to see how everybody responds. Hope everybody's ready to put some money out there for it. I'm really interested to see how well it does as a Kickstarter. This started up as an idea that I had in the back of my head for a long time while I've been working on Quest Haven and while I've been working on the 101 series. And what it really developed out of, though, was my own home game. I run a very bizarre hybrid Arcana Unearthed, Arcana Evolved, Monty Cook's Experimental Might Pathfinder hybrid homebrew, which is very wild. And one of the things that we've been running it for about 2.5 years, starting at a very low level and continuing it up through Monty Cook's AE goes to 25. And we're about 23rd, 24th level right now. But one of the things that had developed over the course of the time is that we had some new players being introduced to the game. And this was a very deeply plotted sandbox game. So you really had to know what was going on around you to be able to be introduced to this campaign, and that was very hard to do because there was just so much background information. And one of the things I really strive to do is try to make a character-driven story so that your character matters in the game. And what eventually came out was developing amnesia stories for a few new characters that were introduced, so that these brand new players could spend their time focused more on learning the game and how to play so they can enjoy it more and not have to read a novel to know what's going on in the campaign. And so that they would have reasons to ask questions of why and what, and so that they were developing their character and how it would interact with the world. And it worked really, really well for this, and it helped me develop a large number of interesting background stories of how you become amnesia, why you're amnesiac, the various clues that I would give out about about who they were and what they were. And eventually I decided that I wanted to develop a adventure that was based on the idea that everybody had amnesia, so that you could really write a character-driven and setting-based campaign with players not having any idea who their characters were to start with, but yet still find a way to let them write their individual mark on it. So you wouldn't have control over who you were, but you would have total control over who you were becoming. And it would be your choice about what type of character you decided to become, even though you would have this back history that would be very involved in the setting. So everybody would know who you used to be, not necessarily who you are now. So I had this great idea, but the problem was, I'm working on Quest Haven, I'm working on the 101 series, I'm working on the Rituals of Choice adventure path, I'm, the publisher of Rite Publishing and all the other projects that we do along with that, and the administration and marketing that goes along with that. And that eats up more and more of my day as Rite Publishing continues to grow and grow and grow. And we're very happy for that growth, don't get us wrong. We love Cubicle 7 for its growth of helping us with, our print products. but that's a lot of effort and a lot of work to put in, even as a one-man operation with some very talented and helpful freelancers that helped make this possible. But eventually, I came back to the decision that I couldn't finish this on my own. There was no way I could possibly do this. I just didn't have the time. So then it became the idea that I was going to have to hand this off to a freelancer. And I didn't want to do Pathfinder. We have a lot of Pathfinder stuff that's there, but I wanted to branch out someplace else. And I happened to have got to sit down and play a game of Fate at a convention and really, really enjoyed that game. And its freeform development and style, and that it really worked well for an improvisational DM, I really felt would work for this type of adventure. So then it was a matter of finding a freelancer who could handle Fate and had a very good experience with Fate. So the first person I contacted was Fred Hicks, along with a few other people. But really the first person I contacted was probably Bill Collins before Fred Hicks, who's probably what we call our gray counselor. He's the elder statesman of Rite Publishing when it comes to freelancers and editors. He's just he's extremely talented in just about every aspect of the publishing industry. He can really tell you just about anything, especially when it comes to designing or editing. And he was really big on it being done as a Fate after I explained it to him. And then I talked to Lenny of Evil Hat, as well as Fred Hicks, and Lenny was interested in doing it, but of course he's really busy working on Fate Core, and was interested in doing it after he finished at Fate Core, but I was ready to do this now. So I went back, and Fred Hicks was nice enough to talk to me, and he put up a nice thread on the faterpg.com about freelancers, because he was also having this issue when it came to freelancers, and we had a lot of people put their stuff in for it. And eventually, after a discussion at Origins and looking through all of this, it came down to Brian Engard of Bulldogs, sci-fi that kicks ass. And he's just a really, really talented guy. And with Fred Hicks backing him and everybody else I had talked to backing him, he was our final choice. And then I brought him in and we had a discussion about this, which was kind of a weird discussion, because it ended up I wanted to sit down and have a phone conversation with him or a Skype conversation or something, but it ended up being a lot of text chat. So what I do like about what Brian is developing for this, and he's bringing a lot of his own ideas and his own style and his deep, in-depth ability of Fate without having some executive meddler in there trying to tell him what to do. I give him my input and my background as an experienced, I'm any nominated adventure designer. I have some skills, but so far I've been very good about just saying, this is what I would do, but at the end of the day, it's your final choice because you're the lead designer. I give Brian that freedom because I want him to do that, because at the end of the day, his name is going to be the one that's going to be on the front cover. It'll be my company's name, but it's going to be his name that says I'm the designer and this is my book. So I never want to be the overruling thing there unless it has something to do with, a business decision that overrules that, but not a design decision. So at this point, I'm very, very happy with where we're headed. I'm looking forward to the launch. I'll probably talk tomorrow about Hugo Salas and his artwork, but today I wanted to talk about Brian Engard and just what he's going to bring to the table. Everything I've seen from him, he's had a very solid grasp and grip on what I was talking about, especially once we really locked on that Dark City was going to be a huge amount of inspiration for us. And it has been, along with a few other things that we have listed up on the website. So I hope you'll check it out and look forward to everybody signing up on Wednesday. Have a very good night.